At night, a person can simply step outside, open a door, walk to the car, or stop where the yard ends and the trees begin. To that person, it is ordinary. Light behind them, keys in their hand, shoes pressing into the ground. But nearby, the same moment looks completely different. A bird goes silent in the brush. A fox freezes between the trees. A deer lifts its head before the person even knows it is there. One small movement, one voice, one trace of human scent, and the space has already changed. The strange thing is that the human often does nothing. He does not run, shout, raise a weapon, or plan to attack. But an animal's body does not wait for explanations. It tightens first and understands later. In the wild, the survivor is the one that leaves in time. That is why many animals do not react only to a direct threat. They react to the human trace itself. Not because every human is dangerous, but because the human pattern has been linked with uncertainty for a very long time. An ordinary predator has rules. A lion is powerful, but it must get close. A wolf is dangerous, but it needs a pack and the right moment. A crocodile is terrifying near water, but its power fades where dry land begins. Most predators are limited by their bodies, speed, hunger, exhaustion, place, and time. Ancient humans looked weaker. They had no fangs, armor, claws, or the speed of a big cat. But they brought something harder to read: memory, speech, fire, tools, and the ability to come back with a better plan. Many thousands of years ago, a human could fail once and remember the mistake. He could notice where a herd passed and tell others. He could read damp soil, a broken branch, bent grass, the smell of an animal near water. One person was vulnerable, but a group became something different. Some made noise and drove animals forward. Others waited out of sight. Some followed tracks, others blocked the way. The most dangerous thing was not strength, it was learning. For animals, this broke the old picture of the world. A predator usually attacks when it is hungry. A human might pursue for more than hunger. He might protect a camp, search for hide, bone, fat, meat, or a place near water. He might fail today and return tomorrow. He might leave a trap behind and walk away while the danger remained. He might throw a stone or a spear from a distance where the animal felt no touch yet. He might use fire not only for warmth, but as a wall, a light, a smell, a sign that this was not just another creature nearby, but a human camp. Smoke may have been one of the first great warnings to the wild world. To humans, smoke meant warmth, food, protection, and voices in the dark. To an animal, it could mean that a familiar place had become risky. Where there was fire, there were people. Where there were people, there could be bones, sharp stones, dogs, noise, tracks, and sudden decisions. But this created a trap of its own. Human camps could also attract animals. Scraps of food, the smell of meat, waste, fresh blood after butchering prey. Curiosity pulled the animal closer, but fear pushed it back. Around humans, an invisible zone of tension formed. That zone still exists. A modern person can walk on a hiking trail only for pleasure, but the forest does not know his intentions. To a deer, a backpack, a phone, and kind thoughts explain nothing. It hears steps. To a fox, scent matters. To a bird, a moving shadow matters. To a large predator, a human voice can matter most. Researchers have seen ordinary human speech make cautious animals leave food, avoid a place, or return much later. Not a gunshot, not barking dogs, not screaming, just conversation. That shows something important. Animals do not fear only attack. They fear probability. In nature, a small signal can be enough to make a decision. If the price of being wrong is life itself, it is better to leave too often than to stay once too long. That is why a human voice in the forest can work like smoke did around ancient camps. It does not say danger has happened. It says everything here might change. There is another layer people rarely notice. Humans change animal behavior even when they are not hunting. A road changes crossing time. Lights make the night less safe. A fence cuts an old route. A campsite changes the smell of a place. A dog beside its owner increases tension even on a leash. A car, music, trash, a shoe print, a footpath in grass all become part of a language animals learn to read. So fear of humans does not come from one simple cause. It is a mixture of experience, watching other animals, and caution pass through behavior. A young animal sees its mother freeze when people are heard and learns before it understands. Birds rise from branches one after another and the whole flock receives the message. A fox comes comes too close to a house once and does not repeat it. An animal does not need to know human history. It only needs to know this: near humans, the rules change too often. There is an uncomfortable irony here. We think of ourselves as creatures of culture. We build homes, write books, make films, treat disease, feed pets, and protect rare species. We can truly love nature, but the wild world does not see our biography. It sees the trace of our kind. Where humans arrive, sounds, smells, routes, nights, food, water, and risk change. To us, this is civilization. To animals, it is an alarm signal. And yet humans have not fully left this ancient exchange of fear either. Stand alone in a forest at night without light or people nearby. Branches sound louder. A simple shadow seems to move. The body listens before the mind says everything is fine. That is not weakness. It is memory from a world where humans could also be prey. We fear what might be watching from the dark. Animals fear us because to them, we are the creature after which darkness, paths, water, and food may stop being safe. Humans became this presence not through one ability, but through a combination. Walking upright freed the hands. Hands made tools more precise. Speech shared experience. Fire stretched the day and pushed back the night. The group turned a weak individual into force. Memory turned yesterday's mistake into tomorrow's advantage. Other predators were dangerous because of their bodies. Humans became dangerous because their bodies carried plans. That is why animals often notice us before we notice them. They do not read our intentions. They read signs. A step on a trail. The smell of cloth, a voice beyond trees, a beam of light, campfire smoke, a barking dog, prints in wet ground. To us, these are small details. To them, they are a map of risk. When a deer freezes, a fox disappears into grass, a bird suddenly stops singing, or a large animal leaves its food, we are not seeing simple nervousness. We are seeing an old lesson of survival. We often say humans left the wild behind, but the wild seems not to agree. It still hears us. It still recognizes our steps. It still rearranges routes around our roads and voices. We may walk without cruel intentions, only to enjoy the trees and breathe fresh air. But for an animal, the question is not whether this human is good. The question is simpler. Is it worth testing? Most of the time, nature chooses the oldest answer. Move away before it is too late.